Hey guys, it's Kevin here. Wanted to talk about Passpoint today. There's a lot of misconceptions about Passpoint, from wireless guys, in particular. Normal folks that don't even seem to know about Passpoint, which is sad. And I would say it's probably largely due to the Wi-Fi Alliance, where they come up with these different programs and certifications, but they don't actually market the product that they have, right? So you get all these folks that these doctors and PhDs, and they cook up these good standards and certifications, and nobody markets it, so nobody seems to know anything about it. And you see that trickle down not only from the engineering perspective, but the end users aren't even aware. And it seems like every week there's half a dozen articles about the dangers of public Wi-Fi, and you never hear them once mention that Passpoint's the solution. They always say get a VPN if you're ever going to use public Wi-Fi, or use your cellular. Don't ever get on public Wi-Fi because of how dangerous it is, which is disappointing, because Passpoint is a pretty good standard. It's just the onboarding of people to use the technology that's really where the failure is. So you get a lot of terms. You've got 802.11u, which is the IEEE standards for adding stuff essentially into the beacon, right? Where it says, hey, I have additional information. You can do this handshake, and we'll provide you with more information. That's kind of the underlining technology that is used, along with just standard 802.1x WPA2 enterprise. What's really happened is the Wi-Fi Alliance has kind of taken those two technologies and advanced it where you utilize those standards to have secure public Wi-Fi. And what does that mean? That means instead of just open internet at a public location, you have a way to use the strongest available encryption out there. I think people are kind of confused on the intent of it. Passpoint is really the heart of Passpoint, in my opinion, is the ability to find networks that you have credentials to securely join. Now, I talked to different people at Atmosphere, and they kind of their understanding is, we need to get guest on, so we're just going to turn Passpoint on. I don't think they understand that it's essentially just WPA2 enterprise, where they think they need Passpoint to get somebody on securely. If you have full control of the devices and the network, right, you can just use regular WPA too. But if you are trying to have roaming agreements and you want to use a different SSID, that's where Passpoint kind of has its play. If you are, say you run a casino or something, I'll use it as an example, you control that SSID, and if you have an app or some other way to provision those devices already, you don't need Passpoint, right? People are like, oh well, I can use Passpoint to configure this thing. It makes it easier for me to onboard devices I already manage. That's not really what it's for. It's the intent. We have two releases. We have R1, which is really, I hate to say this, it is carrier kind of focused. profile, and their devices will look for the behind-the-scenes information about the network. Like, hey, this is a so-and-so provider network. You know, it doesn't matter. It's not SSID matching. It's matching this information behind the scenes. And then the device is, okay, I can join that, and I'll use my SIM card as the credentials. The difference, the problem that you have is that if you're, say, a cable company operator, right, and you want to offer public Wi-Fi, which we see a lot of these cable companies doing right now, they don't control the devices. It could be an iPad, it could be a Windows laptop, it could be, you know, anything that they don't have any control over. And in those cases, there's no way for those devices in R1 to easily onboard, right? You can't provision the device to join the network securely unless they already have network access, and then you can download an app that will push it to it, or you can set up a web page that will push it down to it. But all of those require internet access first, which is why it's not, you know, R1's not really that great unless you already have a way to, you already have an app on it, or they already have access to a web page to download the Passpoint profile. Carriers don't have that problem because they can just push software updates, and that's all taken care of. R2 kind of says, hey, you know, we really need a way to onboard. You know, it was a little too much to throw it into release 1. So in release 2, they actually have the provisioning system set up with the online sign-up server. Currently, they require 2 SSIDs, an open SSID, and then the secure one. So the idea with R2 is that it broadcasts, hey, I'm an R2 network, I have an online sign-up server from the infrastructure side, and then the device says, oh, look, it's an R2 network, hey, let me, you know, reach out and see what other information's available. Okay, I know that, you know, it's XYZ hotel chain, and you know, you can join this if you have the super sleeper membership. You can get on the Wi-Fi for free, or you know, if you have this better membership, you can get a, you know, faster, better Wi-Fi experience instead of the limited free. And it pushes that information to the device, and your device is able to say, oh, okay, well, you know, join this network. Click, you know, here's a public secure network. Click on it, and we'll take you to the online sign-up server, and you can either agree to the terms and conditions of that web page, or, you know, you can put in your super sleeper account information and get the super duper internet or Wi-Fi speeds. But right now, the adoption of the R2s is just not there. And again, I mean, I kind of circle back to just the ignorance in general on Passpoint, and, you know, and it's due to the lack of marketing, right? People don't realize, I think they kind of know now, you know, public Wi-Fi is not really good, but they don't necessarily care. They still join it because they got to have the Wi-Fi's. But they don't realize that there's actually a fix for it, and it's just marketing, and people just don't know about it. And even with engineers, you know, they kind of hear about it a little bit, but, you know, the device side isn't driving it. So why are they gonna go set up all this infrastructure and, you know, online sign-up servers and this kind of stuff to support it when nobody's asking for it? Like Bob Friday told me one time that is pretty limited. And then for online sign-up servers, Ruckus Cloud Path is the only one that offers kind of a canned solution, right? Now, if you're a big ISP, you can pay a developer and go